Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Crypto Copilots very first podcast. Today, we're going over monkeypox, the POX token, and the MPL404 token standard on Solana. So, strap in. We're going to do this quick. We value your time, and we do this under 10 minutes every time. Let's go.
All right, buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into the world of MPL 404 and why it has the DeFi space buzzing.
We're talking about a brand new technology on the Solana blockchain, and it's shaking things up by blending NFTs with fungible tokens.
Right, and we're going to break that down, what it is, why it matters, and how a certain project called Monkeypox is putting it all to the test.
By the end, you'll be right there with us, understanding this new tech and why people are so fired up about it.
So I've been looking into the research from Plex Foundation and Mutant Labs, the brains behind this thing. They're calling MPL 404 a new standard for something called hybrid tokens. So let's start there. What exactly are they talking about?
Imagine if your NFT wasn't just a cool image or asset, but had this dynamic value tied to it, directly to a fungible token. That's what MPL 404 allows. It's bringing these two worlds together in a way we haven't seen before, at least not on Solana.
Okay, so why is that such a game changer? What's the big deal for someone who owns an NFT or wants to get into this space?
One word: liquidity. NFTs are tough to buy or sell quickly, right? Values all over the place. MPL 404 comes in and says, nope, you've got a fixed rate. You swap your NFT for a set amount of tokens whenever you want, and vice versa. Makes the whole market more fluid, more accessible.
So my super cool NFT isn't just stuck in my digital wallet. With this MPL 404 thing, it's got this clear set value tied to it.
You got it. And because of that fixed rate, you know what your NFT is worth, always in terms of those tokens. No more guessing, no more relying on those crazy speculative markets. Trading's way more transparent, probably less risky too. And that's huge for bringing in new investors.
So we could be talking about attracting those seasoned traders, but also newcomers who might have been a bit hesitant before. Building a bigger tent, right?
Exactly. And it's bigger than just buying and selling. NFTs can be anything: digital art, collectibles, you name it, even access passes. By adding this fungible layer, suddenly the possibilities explode.
We've got some wild features to unpack here, things like reminting NFTs for different traits and even automated trading pools. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we've got to understand how this technology actually works on a technical level.
Absolutely. Now, important thing to remember, MPL 404 isn't creating some new type of token. Think of it more like a set of rules, smart contracts. They bridge the gap between your typical NFTs and fungible tokens, all on the Solana blockchain. These contracts basically lay down the law. They make sure the swapping, the rates, all of it works like it's supposed to.
So it's using what's already there, that Solana tech, and just adding this whole new layer of functionality.
Precisely. Not reinventing the wheel, just making it do some pretty incredible new tricks.
Okay, so MPL 404 aims to make NFTs more liquid, more integrated with the whole DeFi world. But what does that look like in the wild? Enter Monkeypox. This project is turning heads, and I think it's the perfect place to see how MPL 404 can work in the real world. Monkeypox, or POX as the fans call him, have kind of blown up recently. Seems like a textbook example of MPL 404 in action.
Yeah, it's a really interesting case study. Building a strong community that quickly is no easy feat.
Yeah, I keep seeing the dogs everywhere. What's the story there?
Well, it seems like the Monkeypox team really wanted that community ownership vibe from day one. The dogs just kind of stuck, running as a pack, all in it together. And it seems to be working. They've got a super dedicated following already.
And they've done it all without those big institutional investors, too, which is kind of rare these days.
Yeah, totally community-driven. That grassroots energy is a big part of the appeal, I think. Early September, they hit a $100 million market cap in a week.
That's wild, especially for a project using tech this new. So how are they actually using MPL 404? What's under the hood?
It's baked right into the project itself. Each Monkeypox NFT, you can swap it for 2 million POX tokens anytime. And of course, go the other way too, tokens back to an NFT, same rate. All about giving the user options, how do they want to engage?
So that fixed rate, that's crucial for this whole thing to work.
100%. It's that stability, the transparency that especially new investors need, and it lets them do things like that swap tax we mentioned.
Right. Every swap, NFT for tokens, tokens for NFT, there's that small tax. But here's the cool part. It goes right back into Monkeypox.
Yep, this self-sustaining loop. More swapping means more resources for development, marketing, even community stuff.
Love that. But let's say I'm holding some of those POX tokens. Anything else I can do with them besides swapping back for the NFT?
Well, if you're feeling that DeFi life, you can provide liquidity on a DX.
Let's break that down for a sec. Provide liquidity? What does that even mean in this context?
Think of a DEK like, say, a big online marketplace, but for crypto. People trading all kinds of digital assets. Now, for that marketplace to run smoothly, it needs liquidity, a pool of funds so those trades happen fast.
And anyone with POX tokens can be a part of that pool.
That's the idea. You're lending your POX tokens to the exchange. In exchange, you get a cut of the trading fees.
So it's like passive income, but inside the monkeypox ecosystem.
Exactly. More POX you put in those pools, the bigger your potential cut. It's a new way to grow your holdings just by participating.
That's clever. Seems like monkeypox thought of everything in terms of using MPL404. Zooming out for a second, though, are there other projects using MPL404 in such a creative way?
Monkeypox is definitely leading the charge. But MPL404 is still so new. Like the Wild West out here, we're just seeing the first saloons pop up.
So we can expect a whole wave of new projects, new ways of using this tech.
Absolutely. The thing is, MPL404, it's really a foundational tech. Think of it like building blocks. Now, developers, they can take those blocks and build incredible new things we haven't even imagined.
So monkeypox, it's just the tip of the iceberg. This is way bigger than one project. It's about changing how we think about NFTs in this decentralized world.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so exciting to watch.
Speaking of exciting, let's talk about the big picture here. MPL404 and the future of DeFi. We talked about liquidity being a game changer, the gamification aspect, even those passive income opportunities, but I want to get into why those things matter so much in the grand scheme of things. All right, so we've gone deep on MPL404, what it is, what it could be, but let's bring it home. Someone hearing this for the first time, why should they care? What's the big takeaway here?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Why does any of this tech stuff matter? I think the biggest thing with MPL404 is it has the potential to fix a huge problem for NFTs. That lack of liquidity we talked about.
Right, been a thorn in the side of NFTs since, well, forever.
And it's not just, oh, now it's easier to buy and sell. More liquidity, that means more stable prices, which then means the whole market is way more appealing. We could see some serious money, institutional money, flowing into NFTs if that barrier to entry is gone.
More confidence, more people willing to jump in.
Okay.
Makes sense, especially in the DeFi world. Got to build that trust, right?
Exactly. And then there's that gamification angle that MPL404 brings, like that whole reminting thing with monkeypox. Suddenly owning an NFT, it's a different ballgame.
I gotta admit, being able to change the traits on my NFT, that's kind of cool. Like, remember those old collectible card games? This is like the blockchain version.
Hits that collector instinct, right? Do I hold, hope the value goes up, or do I remint, risk getting worse traits? It's those dynamics, that engagement that MPL404 unlocks.
NFTs become more than just static images. They can change, evolve, based on what the user decides to do. That's huge.
Totally. And we haven't even gotten to the fact that MPL404 is built to work with other DeFi protocols. That's where things get really wild.
So we could be talking MPL404 on lending platforms, yield farming, all that good stuff.
Imagine using your NFT backed by MPL404 as collateral for a loan, or the yield you earn from a liquidity pool. What if that's tied to your NFT's traits? We're talking completely new ways to manage assets, build wealth, all in this decentralized space. It's mind-blowing.
NFTs went from 0 to 60 in what felt like a minute, right? Billion-dollar market, almost overnight. Could MPL404 be what pushes digital ownership into the mainstream?
It's definitely possible. When you can combine what makes NFTs unique with, like, the flexibility of DeFi, the sky's the limit, feels like we're at the start of something huge, a whole new tech revolution, and it's exciting to see where it goes.
It's changing how we think about owning things, digital things, creating value. And it all comes back to this merging NFTs and fungible tokens, but doing it in a way that's secure, it's transparent.
That's the core of it. MPL404 is breaking down the walls between these two worlds. And when those walls come down, who knows what we can build?
Well, it's been a wild ride exploring MPL404 and its potential. Future's unwritten, but this is something to keep your eyes on.
Absolutely. Things are moving fast, new applications popping up all the time. Who knows what groundbreaking stuff we'll see next?
That's the fun part, isn't it? Being along for the ride. Thanks for diving in with us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep those brains engaged, and as always, stay curious.